A war is here, but this one seems different. There's no race to the space or trumpeting nuclear arsenal or even capturing territories. This one is economic, with roots linking back to the chickens. Ever since Donald Trump has taken over the White House, the US president seems to be on a mission. While deportation was first on his agenda list, now it is tariffs. In Trump's era, the US plans to take the fight to its biggest competitor, what some like to call the dragon of the town, China. However, the dragon too has fanned the fire. Beijing on Wednesday said that it wasn't scared, and if Trump wants a war, they are ready for it. The beginning of this war dates back to 2017, when Donald Trump, in his first term, signs an executive order calling for tighter tariff enforcement in anti-dumping cases in an attempt to reduce trade tariffs. In January 2018, the US announced 30% tariffs on imported solar panels, which come mostly from China. Beijing struck back immediately with tariffs on US imports worth about $3 billion, including 15% duties on products including fruits, nuts, wine, and steel pipes, and 25% tax on pork, recycled aluminum, and 6 other types of goods. Since then, the tit-for-tat tariffs have just continued inexplicably. Cut to February 2025. Right after Donald Trump walked back into the Capitol, the US announced new 10% tariffs on all Chinese imports to the US. China retaliated the same day by announcing a flurry of countermeasures, including the duties on American coal, liquefied natural gas, and agricultural machinery. Why is Trump picking this war? Here's the key reason. You see, China is the third largest trading partner of the US, and the American consumers have benefited from the flood of cheap goods from China. China's total trade with the US was $582.4 billion in 2024. On the other hand, US exports to China was only $143.5 billion, while the imports were a whopping $438.9 billion, resulting in a trade deficit of $295.4 billion. Now, as per Trump, the US's wide trade deficit with China is because of Beijing's cheating, and he wants to close the gap by bringing jobs and investment home. Meanwhile, China, often referred to as the world's factory, continues to produce more than it consumes. Contrarily, the US consumes more than its production. In fact, as per reports, the US produces 15% of the world's manufactured goods and accounts for almost 30% of global consumption, whereas China produces a whopping 32% of manufactured goods. And the country makes up just 12% of global consumption. Trump's tariffs plan reportedly is to strike at the heart of China's manufacturing juggernaut, a web of factories, assembly lines, and supply chains that manufacture and ship just about everything, from fast fashion and toys to solar panels and electric cars. But who will pay the price of the trade war? It's mainly the consumers. Trump and the White House claims that tariffs would grow the US economy, protect jobs, and raise tax revenue. However, several reports on the impact of tariffs, which Trump imposed during his first term in office, suggest the measures ultimately raised prices for US consumers. Trump has claimed that these tariffs will protect the interests of American industries and people. But higher tariffs mean higher prices. In fact, as per Moody's, the effect of this new tariff on the prices of common household items could vary from 0.8% to 25%. Whereas on the other hand, China has emphasized that it is ready to go to war. Responding to Trump's tariff threat, China has said, intimidation does not scare us. Bullying does not work on us. Pressuring, coercion, or threats are not the right way of dealing with China. Xi Jinping and his men appear to be assuaging the Chinese population that they are confident the country's economy can grow even with the threat of a trade war. This comes especially at a time when Beijing being battling persistently low consumption, a property crisis, and unemployment. In a bid to pump its economy, the Asian giant has pledged to pump billions of dollars with a plan that was recently passed at the National People's Congress. If 20th century saw two giants squabble over world domination, The 21st century appears to be a race of economic supremacy, and tariffs could just be one of the strongest weaponry in their arsenal. Only time will tell if this war will ever have a winner. Until then, follow all the latest updates on Trump's tariff, global businesses, and stock markets only on NDTV Profit.